Mitakiopi. Truka le ampetuki le chante hetaha. Iuskia nape ochius papelo. Le miecha ake lechi ikanchola tipi. El wahi. Na maza shkanshkan oapche onji. Lakotia woglakapi na lakowichocha ki. Hena iwogla kinkta yelo. Dweki hechi tuktel anarupta nakapi ki hena wopila tranka ipre alo. Hello, my relatives. First of all, from my heart on this day, I extend a hearty handshake. This is me again. I have come to the radio station, and for 1 hour, I will speak on the Lakota language and culture. Those that from wherever they sit and listen, I send my thanksgiving to you. Wakele ampetikile wana lechiwahicha. Ampetiki washte. It's a good day, and I come to the here today, April 1, 2026. I think it's Fool's Day. When with Kotkoka kena le ampetuki le ni tropelo. Gab, they said. This is the 17th episode. Last session, we covered some topic areas. First one was a long listing of South Dakota Hall of Fame recipients, and that was quite a tedious task, but I wanted to share a listing of Hall of Fame recipients from the total amount to what was I guess approved, selected, nominated. I believe 61 local or native recipients. Out of there, I think we identified 9 from the Cheyenne River Sioux Tribal area. And there was additional, I think 57 were recognized out of 805. And so it was just to give you a sampling of what's possible if you want to pursue a career. Whatever career you want to pursue, you could attain a level of excellence where you are recognized by your peer group or by the people. And that's where it would be nice to be recognized in some fashion. They say when you leave a legacy. And so hopefully your legacy will be strong. Also, we had Group 11 Lakota sentences for beginners, and that was the 11 new sentences, and it was really a nice grouping. And then also a story, A Rabbit Boy, from the Tales of Human Creation. And it was a story about Rabbit Boy. And I'll have another story similar to the one about Rabbit Boy. And with that, again, we want to start with prayer. And I always include prayer in my daily rituals. As a form of thanksgiving for another day, experiencing another day, and also remembering those that are struggling, especially those with addictions or trying to recover from addictions. Trunkashila wachwala mak'uwa. Daku waglutokcha oaki hishni hena omakiayo. Na daku waglutokcha oaki hi hena washak mak wo. Na omakiaki lena woksapa hechil wagluhakta yalo. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Ake hekta kia kupo. Keep coming back. Keep coming back. We used to have meetings. I went to a lot of meetings in my time in recovery, and that's what the parting comment was: keep coming back. Keep coming back. Don't let that addiction get the best of you. And remember that you're valuable. So now we're going to continue on. We shall continue. I want to review some of the, being a long time since we started this process. And like I said, today is the 17th episode, so 17 weeks ago. And I just want to review some of the phrases that were catchphrases, phrases that we want to repeat from time to time so that you'll know that we're serious about retaining our language, that we're here, we're Lakota, and we're going to continue on this path. They say that Ohunkaka is a mythology, and then Ihan Ublapi is dreams and visions. Ihambla, Wo Ihambla is a dream. And then Wichoch Woichu is a ritual or ceremony. Some of their comments or catchphrases, Uya is power. Oya Oniha. Oya Oniha is a eulogy, like if someone passed away. Wichayo Onihampi is to honor that person. And so they would give a eulogy and tell about all the great things this person did in their lifetime. And then woichage means growth, to grow. And then there's some new vocabulary that has some catchy words put together. Gashni Gahishnia Mazaska Yota. Gahishnia Mazaska Yota. Capitalism. And then it might be election year. Oakanka Akichapi is the word they said for campaign. Oakanka Akichapi. So I think it's, we'll leave it at that. This is just interpretation that was put out there in a publication. Reminder that we are on the Cheyenne River Indian Reservation, and that we have 4 bands of the Titoan Lakota, Titoan Sioux. And the first one is Minichoju, those that plant by the water. And some prefer to be called Ohoju, those that plant by the water. The second band is called the Ohe Numpa, which means 2 boilings, or in Washichu they say 2 kettles. The third one is Itazipa Chola. You shorten it to Itazip Chola. And that's without bows. And the smallest band is called Sihasapa. Sihasapa is Blackfeet. Oh, Blackfoot, excuse me. There's a tribe is Blackfeet up in Montana. This is the Blackfoot. And then also some preparation. There's 1, 2, 3 affirmatives, I'll call them. Igluia. Igluia means to get ready. Be ready, prepare yourself. Igluia. Oyate wachiniampi kta yellow, or kta ye. Oyate wachiniampi kta ye, or yellow. The people will call upon you. And the third one is Belehichia. Belehichia. Take strength, be strong. Remember that in our struggles, daily struggles, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, we always got to remember that sometimes our emotions get wrapped up in our daily lives. And they say that anger is the first emotion that you'll feel. But laughter is the best medicine. Anger is the first emotion. Laughter is the best medicine. So just to keep that in mind. Also, since we're here at the radio station, we got to review. I will review these phrases. First one is Wichaho Gahwogiapi, to radio broadcast. Wichaho Gahwogiapi. Gahwogia means to kind of put something out there in the air, like it's floating out there in the wind. Second one is Wichaho Oyuspa, or Wichaho Oyuspe, a voice or song recorder. And also, maybe through a PSA or announcement, we always Wichaki chopi, a calling or an invitation. And then also, there's a resurrection term called Wichakini. And then the last one is Wichaksapa, wisdom. And being this being a cultural program, we have to plug in some cultural components from time to time. And the first one is there's 4 medicines that the Lakota people, we, it's not they, it's we. Okay. We use tobacco, chanli, or we call it chanshasha. Sage, peji chota. Sweetgrass, wachanga. And cedar, chante blaska. So those are the 4 medicines. There's more medicines. Also, in the beginning, we talked about turning negative into positive. So that's where I refer back to a previous episode and turning negative into positive. So these are small phrases. They're not complete sentences, but we're going to use a negative and we're going to turn it into positive. Hechusnia, don't do that. You might have heard that phrase. Hechusnia. Or you could say, turn it into positive and say, he ichu, yeah, he ichu, yo. Do that. So negative, don't do that. Positive, do that. You probably heard this one too. Ayushta, yeah. Ayustayo. Leave it alone. Ayustaye. Ayustayo. Leave it alone. Turn that into positive. Ichuye. Ichuyo. Take it. Ichuye. Ichuyo. Number 3 is Ichab ya ye. Ichab ya yo. Get away. Get away. Turn that into positive. Lechi u ye. Lechi u yo. Come here. Lechi u ye. Lechi u yo. Oh, this one. Inila yanka ye. Inila yanka yo. Sit quietly. We turn that into a positive sense. Woma kiaka ye. Woma kiaka yo. Talk to me. So be quiet as opposed to talk to me. Woma kiaka ye. Woma kiaka yo. This one. Hechil nichicho be. Hechil nichicho belo. They are calling you over there. That's one way to get you going. Hechil nichicho belo. Hechil nichicho belo. And you turn that into lechi nichicho be. Lechi nichicho belo. They are calling you here. This one I heard many times, over and over and over. Atash takuni sloyaye shni. Atash takuni sloyaye shni. You don't know nothing. And I turned that into positive. Daya echanu ye. Oh, excuse me. I jumped it. Atash takuni sloyaye shni. The positive part of it is lila ota slolyaye ksto. Lila ota slolyaye yellow. You'll know a lot. Whole bunches. Okay. Okay, now the next one. Shichaya ichanu ye. Shichaya ichanu yellow. You did something bad. You did something bad. Shichaya ichanu ye. Shichaya ichanu yellow. And the good part is daya ichanu ye. Daya ichanu yellow. You have done something good. So you have done something bad, you've done something good. This one, ama chanzeke shniye. Ama chanzeke shniyo. Don't get mad at me. As opposed to yok pia ye. Yok pia yo. Be happy. Be in a happy way. And this one is a kind of a double-edged sword, but we'll do the dull side. Amapche shniye. Amapche shniyo. Don't wait for me. Don't wait for me. Amapche shniye. Amapche shniyo. As opposed to amapche ye. Amapche yo. Wait for me. So don't wait for me, wait for me. And the last one, in turning negative into positive, is ni tuenishniya. Ni tuenishniyo. You are nobody. Ni tuenishniya. Ni tuenishniyo. Turn that into positive thought. Ni Lakota ya. Ni Lakota yellow. You are Lakota. So before they're saying you're nobody, but now we're saying you're Lakota. So those are turning negative into positive, just a little exercise and just a part of reviewing the previous phrases and sentences or thoughts. There's 3 forms of storytelling that I learned. Ohunkaka is like the creation stories. And then Ihani Wichoyake, the long time ago stories that are about how things were first came to be and how things started to become part of our lives. And then Wicho Oyake is the most recent form. So that's what I learned through my studies. Also, getting into Lakota, there's 4 levels of Lakota language, and we use this as a guidelines. It's not concrete. First level is functional. Functional. Second language or second level, is conversational, and then advanced. And then the highest level is abstract. And this was a comment made by Mr. Francis Whitebird in a Lakota Times article dated February 14th, 2024. And his comments were in regards to the abstract. There's very few people left that speak the abstract at that level. It takes about 40 years to reach that level. The songs, the ceremonies, protocols, and what they mean. So it's doable. It's doable, and that's kind of where I plugged in a comment by, I think it was the late coach, the UCLA Bruins. He said, just because it's possible doesn't mean that it's going to happen. We got to work on it. Got to work on it. And I believe we're going to do one more review if I could find it. I don't know what I did with it. I should number my pages, but then I'll have to learn how to count. Well, thanks for tuning in. I know it's a nice day. I just want to plug in an Easter story, and it's an ad lib. Just a memory. I was coming to town, and 40 miles of looking at farmland and wheat fields, corn fields, plowed up fields, all kinds of stuff. And I remember one time, I want to share this with you, and my cousin I make reference to, as she's not here no more. But it was a story about my oldest sister. Her name was Patesan Hakiktawe. And I can't remember my cousin's name, but Lakota name. But so anyway, I was just a little lad, a tiny tot. I was in a tiny tots then. If there was a category back then, I would have been the tallest tiny tot. I would have wore high waters. My moccasins would have been so fast. It would just be a blur, and the judges couldn't judge me fast enough. I'm just kidding. But anyway, I was a tiny tot, or a toddler, or maybe I was older. My brain didn't develop as fast. But I'm just teasing myself. But anyway, this happened in Easter time. I think Easter's coming up. And my sister had a Fairlane 500, I think it calls. Fairlane Ford 500. Maybe it was a 400. I was back in the 60s anyway. It was a nice car. Really cool. 4-door. I think it was 4-door. I better go look at it next time. But anyway, she had a nice car, and my cousin, she got some Mazaska. And there was an Easter coming up, and usually during those special times, the family would come together and have a big Easter dinner. And so that's where this story came about or will fit in. And so my sister and my cousin were going to shopping. They're going shopping off the reservation to a border town because there wasn't that many stores in Dupree or Eagle Butte or Red Elm or Lantry. They only had one store there. But we were going to a place called Mobridge. And my sister, she was so kind and generous. Maybe she had to babysit. I don't know. But anyway, I got to go along with my sister and my cousin all the way to Mobridge. And my cousin got some mazurka, and my sister was driving, and we went to that big city, and they went shopping, and they went to the beauty salon and got all fixed up, and they went shopping some more, and pretty soon we got groceries, got some food for the big dinner, Easter dinner, and I remember sitting in a back seat, and there was a bunch of stuff all around me. Candy, treats, eggs, and food, all kinds of food produce, and some gifts for the younger girls, the little ones at home. I think they even had Easter baskets, or they could make them, because I believe they had the Easter bunny came, and we had to hide or decorate eggs and hide them, and then have an Easter egg hunt. We never did find the bunny, but it's not really a serious story. Maybe for me it was, because I got to. Back in those days, you only got to go to town once a week, or maybe even once a month. If we're lucky, if we're at home, and we must have got out for Easter, some kind of Easter break, because we got out of boarding school and got to go home, and my sister was happy to see me and invited me to ride with her and cousin to Mobridge. Boy, I was, can I have this? Can I have this? Can I have that? And, I drank some soda pop. I think it was orange or grape, Nisbet or something like that. I can't remember the brand anyway. Boy, I drank pop. And then I seen some bunnies. I think they're green and pink and yellow and white. These bunnies had ears, big ears, and little eyes, and little bow tie on, and they're dyed different colors. They're made of marshmallows, and they came in packages. So somehow my little mind got busy, and I said, when they ask me what I want, I know I got the answer. So I think they asked me what I wanted, so I pointed at them bunny rabbits. And they said, do you want one or two? So I said, I'm going to take two of them. I was thinking, so I got two of them. So there's probably a dozen in each package, maybe. Separate bunnies, all stuck together. So on the way home, I should have planned this better, but on the way home, I tried to eat it all up, eat all the evidence up so my siblings won't know. All they'd know is that my little tummy will be sticking out. So in my haste, I tried to eat as much as I could. Coming out of Mobridge and turning on Highway 20 and going back towards Timberlake, and panic set in. We're getting closer to Iron Lightning back home. And I gobbled up some more rabbits, stuffed some more in my pocket. Nope, I better not. They're going to look in my pocket, so I better just eat them up. So I end up eating all 24 rabbits in one sitting, boy. And I was a little guy too, so. And as I was sitting there in the back seat, my sister and my cousin were visiting, listening to the radio, and they're just laughing, have a good time. It's kind of like alone time for them. And by the time we got to Timber Lake, close to there, I was my stomach hurt. And then I should have been looking around outside the window and looking at things, but I was too busy trying to put away them rabbits and got car sick, seasick, car sick, dizzy. And I was feeling miserable. So by the time we got home and we started to unload the food and the gifts and, everything, groceries. Took him into Grandma's house over in Iron Lightning up on the flats. And then my mother, she said, Donik chahe, are you okay? And I couldn't answer because I was ready to lay down and maybe go to sleep. I don't know. But that was a hard lesson learned. And when my brothers, my sisters, they asked me, what did you do in town? Did you buy anything? Did you get anything? And I just kept quiet because I couldn't tell them that I ate two packages of rabbits. They were marshmallow rabbits. So from that day on, when I see marshmallow rabbits, I get sick. I don't know why. It's a reaction. But again, around Easter time, it's okay to dye eggs, hide eggs, whatever. But when they get to them fancy little bunnies with a bow tie on and sparkly eyes and dyed different colors, I kind of shy away from them. So now you probably know what to get me for Easter. But I might not accept them. I might just pass them on. But that was my story, and I think about that story. We're going to do some sentences, if I can find them. Okay, this is the group 12, and this is out of the Everyday Lakota and English Sioux Dictionary for Beginners, and it's our go-to. First, I think 1974 or 1971 was the Rosebud Educational Society, St. Francis Mission, St. Francis, South Dakota. So it was first copywritten, and then second revision was first revision was 1974, and then second revision is 1997. So it's been revised, and it's really a very valuable resource. So I have that, and then I also have my Sioux Dictionary by the Sioux Nation Arts Council out of Eagle Butte. Then a bigger version, Orthography, English to Lakota Dictionary by Sidney Keith, 1997. And then the other resources, Elementary Bilingual Dictionary, University of Colorado. But these sentences are for beginners. And from the Everyday Lakota Sioux Dictionary for Beginners. Oigawa ye, oigawa yo. Sign it. Like signing a document. Oigawa ye, oigawa yo. Number 2 is ampetu washte ksto. Ampetu washte yellow. Fine day. Ni chincha ki dokia yaya he. Ni chincha ki dokia yaya ho. Where has your son gone? Or it could be daughter too. Interchangeable. So, number 4 is Dohan Wayawa Uktahe. Dohan Wayawa Uktaho. When is he coming to school? Number 5, Wagamiza etan luhahe. Wagamiza etan luhaho. Have you any corn? Number 6, Hoksila washte he. Hoksila washte ho. Is he a good boy? Number 7, Hoksila ni washte he. Hoksila ni washte ho. Are you a good boy? Number 8, Hoksila otipi ekta ya ye. Hoksila otipi ekta ya yo. Go to the boys' building. Number 9 is similar to number 5. Wagamiza ki daya ichage ksto. Wagamiza ki daya ichage yellow. The corn is growing well. Number 10 has a bonus. Daya ksto. Daya yellow. He is well. Daya unwe. Daya unwelo. He is well. So that was a bonus one. Another bonus, number 11. Dokiaya he. Dokiaya ho. Where did he go? Bonus. Dokel iyaya he. Dokel iyaya ho. Where did he go? Number 12. Hoksila lila washaka ki hecha ksto. Hoksila ki lila washake ki hecha yellow. He is a very strong boy. Number 13. Niksapa hantas echanukta ksto. Niksapa hantas echanukta yellow. If you are wise, you will do it. Number 14. Dayanchi unspecicia ye. Dayanchi unspecicia yo. Learn it thoroughly. Dayanchi unspecicia ye. Dayanchi unspecicia yo. Learn it thoroughly. Number 15. Wakua yinkta ksto. Wakua yinkta yellow. He is going hunting. Number 16. Nue maninkte. Nue maninkta ksto. Nue maninkta yellow. I am going swimming. Nue uyankta ksto. Nue uyankta yellow. Let's go swimming. Number 18. Misya ksto. Misya yellow. This is a bonus one. Also, me too. Me too, also. Mi siya ksto. Mi siya yellow. Miekho ksto. Miekho yellow. Number 19, serious question, but he answered it in one conversation. So it says, Due hechun he mieksto. Due hechun ho mie yellow. Who did it? I did it. Who did it? I did it. And number 20, Lel unsniksto. Lel unsni yellow. He is not here. So that is previously we had 257 sentences, and today we added 24 more sentences. So we're up to 281 sentences. Wow. Congratulations. And we can continue on and on and on and on until we move up a level or go down a level or we stay at the same level. So remember, functional, conversational, advanced, abstract. That is our goal. Right now, I believe I'm going to the story of blood clot. I might have 3 stories, depending on how much time I have. But I will go as fast as I can. Or maybe I'll save this. I'll save this one and I'll jump into another one. Because it's economy time. So we're going to go into 2 economy stories. Since April Fool's is coming up, we'll have 2 of them, and that'll take our time. So, first one will be Iktomi and the Muskrat. And I'll find that one. And I'm going to read it to you because if I don't, then I'll be wandering all over I'll be going down Main Street and over to LTM and over to DQ and come back this way. Iktomi and the Muskrat. Beside a white lake, beneath a large grown willow tree, sat Iktomi on the bare ground. The heap of smoldering ashes told of a recent open fire. With ankles crossed together around a pot of soup, Iktomi bent over some delicious boiled fish. Quickly he dipped his black horn spoon into the soup, for he was ravenous. Iktomi had no regular meal times. Often when he was hungry, he went without food. While hidden between the lake and the wild rices that grew on its banks, he looked nowhere save into the pot of fish. Not knowing when the next meal would be, he meant to eat enough now to last some time. How now, my friend, said a voice. Out of the wild rice, Iktomi jumped. He almost choked on his soup. He peered through the long reeds from where he sat with his long horn spoon in midair. Hello, my friend, said the voice again, this time close at his side. Iktomi turned, and there stood a dripping muskrat who had just come out of the lake. Oh, it is my friend who startled me. I wondered if among the wild rice some spirit voice was talking. Hello, my friend, said Iktomi. The muskrat stood smiling. On his lips hung a ready, yes, my friend, when Iktomi would ask, my friend, will you sit down beside me and share my food? That was a custom of the plains people, yet Iktomi sat silent. He hummed an old dance song and beat gently on the edge of the pot with his buffalo horn spoon. The muskrat began to feel awkward before such lack of hospitality and wished he had stayed underwater. After many heart throbs, Iktomi stopped drumming with his horn ladle and looking forward into the muskrat's face, he said, "My friend, let us run a race to see who shall win this pot of fish. If I win, I shall not need to share it with you. If you win, you have to share half of it with me." Springing to his feet, Iktomi began at once to tighten the belt around his waist. "My friend, Ikto, I cannot run a race with you. I am not a swift runner, and you are as nimble as a deer. We shall not run any race together," answered the hungry muskrat. For a moment, Iktomi stood with a hand on his long protruding chin. His eyes were fixed on something in the air. The muskrat looked out of the corners of his eyes without moving his head. He watched the wily Iktomi concocting a plot. Yes, said Iktomi, suddenly turning his gaze on the unwelcome visitor. "I shall carry a large stone on my back. That will slacken my usual speed, and the race will be a fair one." Saying this, he laid a firm hand upon the muskrat's shoulder and started off along the edge of the lake. When they reached the opposite side, Iktomi poked about in search of a heavy stone. He found one half buried in the shallow water. Pulling it out on dry land, he wrapped it in his blanket. "Now, my friend, you shall run on the left side of the lake and I on the other. The race is for the boiled fish in yonder kettle," said Iktomi. The muskrat helped to lift the heavy stone upon Iktomi's back. Then they parted. Each took a narrow path through the tall reeds fringing the shore. Iktomi found his load a heavy one. Perspiration hung like beads on his brow. His chest heaved hard and fast. He looked across the lake to see how far the muskrat had gone, but nowhere did he see any sign of him. "Well, he's running low under the wild rice," Iktomi said to himself. Yet as he scanned the tall grasses on the lakeshore, he saw not one stir as if to make way for the runner. "Ah, he has gone so fast ahead that the disturbed grasses in his trail have quieted again," exclaimed Iktomi. With that thought, he quickly dropped the heavy stone. "No more of this," he said, patting his chest with both his hands. Off with a springing bound, he ran swiftly towards the goal. Tufts of reeds and grass fell flat under his feet. Hardly had they raised their heads when Iktomi was many paces gone. Soon he reached a heap of cold ashes. Iktomi halted stiff as he had struck an invisible cliff. His black eyes showed a ring of white about them as he stared at the empty ground. There was no pot of boiled fish. There was no muskrat in sight. Oh, if only I had shared my food like a real Lakota, I would not have lost it all. Why did I not know the muskrat would run through the water? He swims faster than I could ever run. That is what he has done. He has laughed at me for carrying a weight on my back while he shot hither like an arrow." Crying thus to himself, Iktomi stepped to the water's brink. He stooped forward with a hand on each bent knee and he looked far into the deep water. "There," he exclaimed, "I see you, my friend, sitting with your ankles wrapped around my little pot of fish. My friend, I'm hungry. Give me a bone." "Ha, ha, ha, ha," laughed the muskrat. The sound did not rise up from the lake, for it came down from overhead. With his hands still on his knees, Iktomi turned his face upward into the great willow tree. Opening wide his mouth, he begged, my friend, give me a bone to gnaw." "Ha, ha," laughed the muskrat, and leaning over the limb he sat upon, he let a small, sharp bone that dropped right into Iktomi's throat. Iktomi almost choked before he could get it out. In the tree, the muskrat sat laughing loud. "Next time, say to a visiting friend, 'Be seated beside me, my friend. Please share my food. Then perhaps you won't lose it all.'" And that's the story of Iktomi and the muskrat. So now we have the second of the Iktomi stories, and it's called Iktomi's Blanket. So Iktomi tricked himself. The muskrat got the best of him. Now Iktomi and his blanket, Iktomi's blanket. Alone within his teepee sat Iktomi. The sun was but a hand's breadth from the western edge of land. "Those bad gray wolves, they ate up all my nice fat ducks," muttered Iktomi. Rocking his body to and fro, he was cuddling the evil memory he bore those hungry wolves. At last he ceased to sway his body backward and forward, but sat still and stiff as a stone image. "I'll go to Iya, the great-grandfather, and pray for food," he exclaimed. At once he hurried forth from his teepee, and with his blanket over one shoulder, he drew nigh to the huge rock on a hillside. With half-crouching, half-running strides, he fell upon Iya with outspread hands. "Grandfather, pity me. I'm hungry. I'm starving. Give me food. Great-grandfather, give me meat to eat," he cried. All the while he stroked and caressed the face of the great stone god. The all-powerful Great Spirit who makes the trees and grass can hear the voices of those who pray in many varied ways. The hearing of Iya, the large hard stone, was the one most sought after. He was the great-grandfather, for he had sat upon the hillside many seasons. He had seen the prairie put on a snow-white blanket and then change it for a bright green robe more than 1,000 times. Still unaffected by the myriad moons, he rested on the everlasting hill, listening to the prayers of the Lakota warriors before the finding of the magic arrow. He had sat there. Now, as Iktomi prayed and wept before the great-grandfather, the sky in the west was red like a glowing face. The sunset poured a soft, mellow light on the huge gray stone and a solitary figure beside it. It was the smile of the Great Spirit upon the grandfather and the wayward child. The prayer was heard. Iktomi knew it. "Now, grandfather, accept my offering. It is all I have," said Iktomi as he spread his half-worn blanket upon Iya's cold shoulders. Then Iktomi, happy with the smile of the sunset sky, followed a footpath leading towards a thicketed ravine. He had not gone many paces into the shrubbery when before him lay a freshly killed deer. This is the answer from the red western sky," cried Iktomi, with hands uplifted. Slipping a long, thin blade from his belt, he cut large chunks of choice meat. Sharpening some willow sticks, he planted them around a woodpile he had ready to kindle. On these stakes he meant to roast the venison. While he was briskly rubbing 2 long sticks to start a fire, the sun in the west fell out of the sky below the edge of the land. Twilight was all over. Iktomi felt the cold night air on his bare neck and shoulders. Ugh! He shivered. as he wiped his knife on the grass, tucking it in a beaded case hanging from his belt. Iktomi stood erect, looking around. He shivered again. Ugh, I am cold. I wish I had my blanket, whispered he, hovering over a pile of dry sticks and the sharp stakes round about it. Suddenly he paused and dropped his hands at his sides. The old great-grandfather does not feel the cold as I do. He does not need my old blanket as I do. I wish I had not given it to him. Oh, I think I'll run up there and take it back, said he, pointing his long chin towards a large gray stone. Iktomi had no need of his blanket in the warm sunshine, and it had been very easy to part with a thing that he could not miss. But the chilly night wind quite froze his ardent thank offering. Thus, running up the hillside, his teeth chattering all the way, he drew near to Iyan, the sacred symbol. Seizing one corner of the half-worn blanket, Iktomi pulled it off with a jerk. Give my blanket back, old grandfather, you do not need it. I do. This was very wrong, yet Iktomi did it, for his wit was not wisdom. Drawing the blanket tight over his shoulders, he descended the hill with hurrying feet. He was soon upon the edge of the ravine. A young moon, like a bright bent bow, climbed up from the southwest horizon a little way into the sky. In this pale light, Iktomi stood motionless as a ghost amid the thicket. His woodpile was not yet kindled. His pointed stakes were still bare as he left them. But where was the deer, the venison he had felt warm in his hands a moment ago? It was gone. Only the dry rib bones lay on the ground like giant fingers. Iktomi was troubled. At length, stooping over the white, dried bones, he took hold of one and shook it. The bones rattled together at his touch. Iktomi let go of his hold. He sprung back amazed, and though he wore a blanket, his teeth chattered more than ever. Then, instead of being grieved that he had taken back his blanket, he cried out loud, if only I had eaten the venison before going for my blanket. Those tears no longer moved the hands of the generous giver. They were selfish tears. The Great Spirit does not heed them ever. And that's the end of Iktomi and his blanket. He had a very good meal, but again, he abused it, so he lost it. And so now, Iktomi is back where he started. So again, I just wanted to share those two with you, Iktomi and the muskrat and Iktomi and his blanket. And then I think we're at the end of my time, so wana miglustancha, a particular wana tiata waganina asniwa kinktalo na ke trakatakia. Ke letka wauna ke wagla kiktacha. Ampete washte hapo mitake upi. Waha mitakeasi.